Yeah, Dylan. It's how far what is from 0? What number? So distance from 0. So we're really looking at how far 3 is from 0. So if I kind of think about on a number line, if 0 is here and 3 is here, how far is it from 0? 3 spaces. So absolute value is really the distance from 0. Yeah, Trevor?
Even if it's a -3.
Stop, please. Thanks. All right, ready? Here we go. What is this? Actually, I don't even need that last part. That's good enough. Thumbs up once you got it. Damien? 21. Why? Why? Not the same hands. Come on, people. Why? Emma?
Because that's how far away it is from 0.
So you're saying 21 is 21 away from 0. I'm good? I'm not so good. Cool. All right. How about this one? Sam? So you're saying like -5 is 5 away from 0. Or if I drew this on a number line, maybe 0's there, -5 is here. How far is that? 5. We're good? Yeah? All right. All right, cool. Here we go. What's X? What's X? Thumbs, thumbs, thumbs. What's X? Damien. 2. Ooh, sorry, I just moved something. It's screwing me up. So you said X is 2. Can anybody add on to this? So why? Why is X 2, Dylan?
Because that's the absolute value from 0, make it 2. So if it was like 3, if it said x equals 3, it would be 3, or x equals 4, it would be 4.
So we're saying that 2, keep talking. So why are you saying it's what Damien said?
Because it's 2 away from 0.
So you're saying that this is 2 spaces away from 0. Come on, in this class we interact with the thoughts of others. Nobody has anything to add? Hunter?
It could also be -2, because it's also the same amount of spaces away from 0.
I agree or I disagree? Cup. So in other words, yeah, what?
So when it's around the variable,
What's that?
like when it's around the variable, it can be negative. Or is that?
I want you to think more about really just kind of what's there. Not about where the thing is, right? But it's really about like, what are we taking the absolute value of? Or it's really just a matter of like, think about covering that up. What could be underneath my hand? You know, because that's really what the variable is. It's kind of like, hey, what could be underneath there? So watch if I did this. What number could be underneath that big green blob? I could have had 2 or -2, right? Because you were good with that before. Does that make sense? Really, that's what that is. The variables kind of think about like what's inside of there. And that could be a 2 or a -2. I see this, I don't see this. All right, let's keep going. get rid of the big green blob. So what if I had the absolute value of A equals 4? Thumbs up once you got it. That's all we need to do. No big deal. Jack? Dylan?
-4.
Oh, it has to be -4.
No, but 4 or -4.
Oh, I love how you said that too. You said or, right? We're not saying it has to be both. It has to be one or the other. It can be here or there. Right? So look, if I graph it, why could it be either one of those? Damien?
Because either one is 4 away from 0.
Either one is 4 away from 0. And that's really what absolute value means. 4 away from 0. So it could be either here or here. Just like the previous problem, could have been either here or here. And we're saying it's either or. It can't be both at the same time. It could be either one. Doesn't matter which one it is. Questions? You guys ready for some fun?
Yes.
Here we go. Morgan? Because of what?
Because absolute value is not a number.
So it would be, so B would be -2. Because absolute value is not what?
It's not a number with negative.
It's not. Hunter?
I would think that B could be 2 or -2, but there would have to be a negative sign on the exterior of the absolute value sign.
Ah, but you can't change my problem. So you're saying if I change your problem, Painter, I could fix it.
Because it would still be
But
the same thing.
I want you to solve my problem the way I wrote it. I like your thinking, Hunter. You're like, I can make this work. But I really want to know, like, what's the answer to my problem, the white one? So do you still want your B equals 2 up there or not?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Turn and talk really quick.
He's trying to trick.
Negative 2 because the absolute value of 2 is
The absolute wait, so you're saying you said the absolute value of -2 is what?
isn't positive.
I'm confused.
So like B can't equal 2 because the absolute value of negative 2 is not positive. Like it couldn't be positive.
I'm still confused.
Never mind.
You're saying no to this one. But then you said because the absolute value of 2.
No, the absolute value of negative 2 can't be 2.
Hmm.
You're finding the absolute value of negative 2 can't be positive.
So why would you be writing this? Caden?
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, that's you.
I think because it's like, it's negative 2 away from 0, so I think it's negative 2. Like, so if you just had 2 there, negative 2 isn't,
If I had 2 where?
like
We're-
in the B spot, negative 2 isn't 2 away from,
Ah, you're saying if I had this.
yeah, negative 2 isn't 2 away from 2, so I think it's negative 2, like in the absolute value spot.
Okay, so I like the idea of putting 2 in the B spot. What if we did put 2 in the B spot, like I just wrote? What do we think about that? Is it, you like that? You like the yellow statement or not?
No.
I agree with it. I disagree with it. Yellow statement. So you're saying that 2 is -2 spaces away from 0?
No.
Oh. So we're saying that because if I wrote this, what is it equal to? 2. So we're saying it's not -2. In other words, no, thank you. Madison.
But isn't the absolute value -2?
Do you agree with Madison's thought? In orange. Ah. So does that mean that B could be -2? Because if I wrote it, is it equal to -2? Is the absolute value of -2 -2? No.
So it's
So that one doesn't work. Ah. What?
I don't think you can do that. You can't be -2 spaces away from the numbers. Even if it's -1,000, it's not -1,000 spaces away from.
So what's the answer, Dylan?
There's no solution.
oh.
Get that down.
Dang, yep, Dylan. Get out of here.
I haven't said he's trying to trick.
There is no number that we can put in for B that would make this a true statement. Try anything you want, and it's not going to work. This has no solution, which is interesting. Like we've seen equations that have how many solutions? Infinite.
2.
2,
1.
1.
4,000.
I thought, no, we haven't seen those.
None.
None. We just saw another one that has no solution. There's nothing that would make this true. There's no numbers that will make this statement true. How many numbers were there that would make this true? 2. It has 2 solutions. 2 numbers that make it true. Right? Questions? All right. Should we reset? Hit the reset button? A little easier? Can I hit easier? Ireland says yes. So here we go. Ready? I know, she just said what, but I'm going to interpret that as a yes. Thumbs, thumbs, thumbs. Sam? Thoughts? Next one. And I'm going to let you think. So, what are we saying? What could X be here? Rain? Agrees, disagrees? What sideways thumb mean?
Wouldn't it equal be also positive 8 and negative 12?
Read positive 12 or negative 12? Hold on, let's make sure that everybody can hear us. Let's make sure everybody can hear us. Go ahead. You can speak loud. Yeah.
I'm kind of backing up Damien's because I feel like when it's in the absolute, that would just translate to normal to
Trevor?
I'm going to go against Damon because the negative 12, if it turned into an absolute value, turned into 12 plus 2. The 8
so I think, okay.
Morgan?
But isn't that number being plugged into X, so it's not technically being like absolute value yet? Because that's still kind of like, if you thought of it as like parentheses, I guess. So then you do the equation and then you do the absolute value.
I love what Morgan just said. She said, isn't that X plus 2 kind of like in parentheses? Isn't that all like one big fat thing, right? That's the thing that's inside the absolute value. So you're saying it's kind of like this. So we're not even doing the absolute value to the 12 or the negative 12 or whatever. We're doing it to X minus 2 after we've done it. I see your thinking. I don't see your thinking. So interestingly, if we do what Morgan said, what are we saying X minus 2 could be? Right? Because that's the big fat group. She said we could put parentheses on that thing. I mean, shoot. Couldn't I do this then? Watch. I'm going to make this fun. What's inside the big orange blob? What numbers could the big orange blob be? Oh, you laugh, but this helps. What number could the big orange blob be? Trevor?
Negative 10 or 10.
The big orange blob could be negative 10. Right? If that was true statement, not true statement. True statement. Okay. So the big orange blob could be negative 10, or Trevor's saying the big orange blob could be positive 10. So this whole x minus 2 thing could be positive 10. Agree? Disagree? So that big orange blob could really be two things. Is there anything else that big orange blob that I just erased could be? I'm going to use orange now because I'm going to call it the big orange blob. Okay? Is there anything else that big orange blob could be? Yeah.
12 minus 2.
So it could be 12 minus 2.
5 plus 5.
Yeah, because that's 10. So really, the big orange blob could be this, or the big orange blob could be this.
What is
Hey,
someone-
why? Because I'm saying big orange blob?
You said everything.
Big orange blob. Bob. Big orange blob. So Bob could be 10, or Bob could be negative 10. No, I like big orange blob. It doesn't have the same ringtone.
Big orange blob, blob, blob.
Whatever, you get the idea. Focus. Solve each of those. Think about coming over to what we just said. Notice how Morgan said kind of like, think about that as all one thing. What number could be underneath my hand, you know? That thing could be 10. Or that thing could be negative 10. Now if I solve those two equations, what happens if I solve the first one? Like it. What happens if I solve the next one? No working. I see this, I don't see this. Notice how Morgan's cover-up strategy, she's kind of like saying, like, that's all one thing. Notice how when we do that, we can start to think about, like, hey, that whole thing could be this, or that whole thing could be this. And that's a brilliant strategy. All right, sweet.